what I'm expecting to be will be a tremendous last 500 or 600 meters. Let me just give a shout out here to the sponsors: Spa, La Gruyere, Omega and Eurovision, European Athletics International partners, and a big thank you to them. Well, a little bit of a stumble there from O'Leary, but it doesn't derail him. Well, now it's Ingebrigtsen. Just looking down the course now.
And I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that Norway never in the history of this championship won a gold medal in this category. Will it be the first time today? That's the question.
As you could hear, I just let the infield announcer let you know that Norway has never won a junior men's gold medal, an under-20 men's gold medal, as it's now known. Of course, his brother did win the under-23 title a few years ago in Budapest. And Caroline Bjorky-Grovdal has taken junior titles in the past, and she's running in the senior race a little bit later. Well, you can also see a big grin on the European Athletics president, Sven Arne Hansen, who's sitting just in front of us. For many years was the Norwegian Federation president. O'Leary now trying to get into fourth place and shake off the two French runners, Gressier and El Boujalili. So now Ingebrigtsen starting to really throw down the gauntlet. Well, suddenly in the space of 100 meters or so, a big gap. And now Ingebrigtsen is entering the finishing straight. He can see the finish line in front of him now. Behind him, it's looking like a battle for silver between Ciapinelli and Mohamed. So Ingebrigtsen about 100 meters to go now. Behind him, Ciapinelli just getting clear for the silver medal. Mohamed looking now very tired. But the under-20 men's gold medal goes to Norway. The youngest competitor in this race, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, shows he's got wise old shoulders and a fantastic talent. Well, just over 6 kilometers of running, 17 minutes and 6 seconds, 8 seconds between him and Johannes Ciapinelli, with bronze going to Mohamed from Great Britain. And all around Sardinia, you'll see a few of those turrets. They were to watch out for invaders, as we see there the results. Jakob Ingebrigtsen covering 6,150 meters in 17 minutes and 6 seconds. Well, Ciapinelli taking the silver and Mohamed the bronze. As we look down the rest of the finishers there, Alex Yee, who we talked about a lot, eventually finishing in 11th place. Oh, Fabian Palco, yes, 36th place. Bit of a change there from the silver medal last year. Sam Stevens from Britain, perhaps expecting a little bit more from him, eventually in 50th place. As we run down. There we go, 85 finishers. 2 men didn't complete the course. Still up there as well is Barbaros from Turkey. So they increase the speed. We've seen the leading group dwindle down to 6 men. 2 Frenchmen, Ingebrigtsen of Norway, Turkish runner Barbaros, and the leading Spaniard Miguel Gonzalez. Now quite a gap back to a trio of Spaniards following in their wake. Calef, the other Frenchman, up there in the main group now. I have to say, Gilbert, courageous bid for home from 1,500 meters, but now we're coming into just a couple of 100 meters from home, and it's Barbaros attacking, but Ingebrigtsen just tracking him. Alaf drifting off, so too Gonzalez. Barbaros now desperately trying to shake off Ingebrigtsen. Ingebrigtsen, though, just looking very calm and collected. Gilbert looking behind him, starting to look very tired, but it's Alaf who's really... But now they turn the final corner, 70 meters into the finish line. Now Ingebrigtsen goes through the gears. Jakob Ingebrigtsen just flows into motion and stretches away from Barbaros of Turkey. Gold for the second year running in this event goes to Jakob Ingebrigtsen of Norway. Silver, Barbaros of Turkey. And Gilbert of France takes the bronze. Alef fourth. Just missing out on the medals. But Ingebrigtsen, well, he's got every weapon in his armoury to be able to deal with any threat at this level. Two-time gold medalists at the European Under-20 Championships on the track during the summer. Youngest ever Under-20 cross-country champion at European level 12 months ago in Chia. Jakob Ingebrigtsen retains his title and adds to what's been a glorious year for Norwegian athletics.
Germany now have moved up. Obviously some of their runners further down the field have improved their positions. Germany in second place behind Great Britain and Northern Ireland now. You have to wonder at what point Jakob Ingebrigtsen is going to make his move. He's let Umais and Bibic make all the running so far in this race.
He drifted through on the inside then without hardly any effort.
And suddenly, Umais is having to grit his teeth. What do you say? It's just so effortless. And if he does take the gold medal, it's starting to look as though he might. He'd be the first person ever to win 3 successive men's under-20 titles. Steph Twell did it in the women's race a few years back, but no man has ever done it. And now suddenly a very large gap in just a very short space of distance has opened up between Jakob Ingebrigtsen and Umais, Spaniard now. Well, he's still looking very relaxed, but the two men are operating at very different speeds. So just over 100 meters now to the line. And Ingebrigtsen just makes it look so easy, looking as though he's barely broken sweat. Takes congratulations of one of the crowd there. And he's looking for the applause as he comes into the home straight. About 30 meters to go before he crosses the line. Jakob Ingebrigtsen gets his hat-trick of gold medals. Ingebrigtsen of Norway takes the gold yet again for the 3rd year running. And he becomes a mud angel. Umais of Spain takes the silver, followed by Elzan Bibic. Jake Hayward, a great 1500 meter runner, didn't quite have the stamina this time. Simon Haugen in 5th. So 2 Norwegians in the first 5. Mohammed 6th. Mohammed Amin Kodad coming through over the last couple of kilometres to place well in 7th. Quite a big gap now to the rest of the field starting to come home. This is one of the Turkish runners. Another German. Now they're starting to flood in. Well, subject to confirmation with 3 men in the top 14. I think it's Great Britain and Northern Ireland that take the team title. "18 minutes exactly for the 6.3 kilometre course." Outstanding run from this young man who, well, he was the joint rising star for 2018 in the Golden Tracks Awards recently. There's confirmation of the leading standings. Indeed, Ingebrigtsen winning by 9 seconds from Umais of Spain. Bibic just drifting a little bit back over the final 500-600 metres, finishing third. Jake Hayward, just too much ground to make up when the leading trio started to make the break. Haugen, well, we think that 5th place is crucial in Norway taking team title. Have Norway ever won a team title before?
I don't think so. I don't think they've won too many titles without Ingebrigtsen being involved.
And Hicks up there. Willis just starting to look a little bit tired as he climbs that hill. And Nur also. I'm not surprised, though, that these athletes are tired. Great Britain, Northern Ireland leading the way in the team standings at the moment. But still, a couple of kilometres still to go. That looks like one of the Latvians, perhaps, Rizvak.
You can see Ingebrigtsen is definitely piling the pressure on now up that hill, and that's really shown who thinks they can have a go at running with him. And the question is whether they'll get it right. You know, it's gutsy to try and cover moves and go with it, but as you said, we're only just over the halfway point in this race, and they might have gone too early. We might see some of this second group come back to that front group. Well,
historically, we've seen a lot of changes around, certainly amongst the bronze and silver medalists. 2:71, one of the Poles. It's Alexander Vicek. He's decided to call it a day. This is actually, I think this is proving to be a lot tougher course than many people would have imagined. I mean, you rightly estimated it. This is going to be a day for the tough guys, people with perhaps mountain running or steeplechase backgrounds.
And what a moment this could be for Ireland if Gidday could hold that position, because this would not be expected. He didn't run in the junior race at the Irish Championships, he ran in the senior race. Full teams in most of the events here. They're obviously building for next year when we'll be in Dublin for the next edition of these championships.
Well, we've seen quite a few of the next year's host organising committee milling around here. I mean, Irish, of course, very experienced cross-country championship organisers. We were in Dublin in 2010. We're not going to be at the same course. In 2010, we were in Santry, right by the airport, and next year we're going to be at what's now the Irish cross-country centre, if you like, where they have the national championships in Abbottstown. Now Ingebrigtsen starting to pour it on with about 2 kilometres of running still to go. But behind him, Gidday having an absolutely outstanding run, but Ingebrigtsen now 2 kilometres to go, and the Norwegian looks just so comfortable, and he's just really changed the pace and starting to pull away from his last challengers.
I'd like to mention also Aslan of Turkey, who's in second place, just going past now in the glasses. He was second at the 5,000 metres at the European Under-20, so it's not a complete surprise that he would be this high up at this stage.
No, Aslan, I think he finished about 8th last year, didn't he? So he's really progressed through the rankings. Gidday trying to hang on to the Turk as we hear the bell. An insight at this moment. I mean, you're in the lead, you hear the bell. What's an elite athlete going to be thinking at this moment? I can't say I'm an elite athlete. I was a fairly good high jumper. Mark's a pretty good 400-metre runner, but you trump us on the credentials.
No, the bell is always a welcome sound. I mean, it's obviously much further to go now than they would on the track, but it's, the lapped courses like this, it's a really nice way to try and gauge your effort and try and, Ingebrigtsen's going to empty the tank now. He's going to put on a show for us. He looks absolutely tremendous, and some of those athletes behind as well. We'll see if those places can change over this last lap.
Well, there's about 30 seconds between Ingebrigtsen and the men in 20th position, so that's quite a gap between the leader. This isn't going to be a competitive race, and he just looks so smooth and comfortable. This is wonderful grounding for what comes ahead during 2020 when he moves up to the senior ranks. We don't know his plans yet. Obviously, the likes of Tokyo, the Olympic Games, we don't know whether he's going to consider running indoors because there is the World Indoor Championships in Nanjing coming up. There we see, at this stage, with 1 lap to go, the team standings, Great Britain, Northern Ireland consolidating their position. Ireland in second, Norway in third. So good running from some of the perhaps lesser heralded nations in European cross-country running as we spool through the rest of the nations with 3 to score. When did it change from 3 to 4 to score?
I think it was last year.
I think it was 2 years ago, I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll work that one out before we get to the next race.
Well, I was just going to say that last full lap by Ingebrigtsen was 10 seconds, or more or less, quicker than the previous lap. So that's why all these gaps are open. And I think we should savour this because it may be a long time again before we see somebody winning 4 successive under 20 titles. He won his first title at the age of 16.
Well, prior to him coming on the scene, nobody had won more than 2. A couple of people had defended titles, but none had done like Steph Tweller's done in the under 20 ranks and gone and won 3 titles. Anyway, I think we should just sit back and enjoy this because this is a magnificent bit of distance endurance running. He looks just so calm and confident. He's got about 2 more minutes of running still to go, just under a kilometre, and he looks absolutely majestic. I think there's very little doubt that barring something quite unforeseen, Jakob Ingebrigtsen is on his way to a record 4th Spa European Cross-Country Championships under 20 title. Just a slight slip going around the corner there, but he's got such a big advantage. There's not very much that's going to stop him romping his way to yet another gold medal. I mean, given the fact that he's also got his brothers Henrik and Philip winning medals both at world and European level, there's going to be, well, the medal cabinet in the Ingebrigtsen household must be creaking now. So he's just about a minute of running left, just starting to blow very slightly. There we see Gaudet. Aslihan just tripping very slightly, but he's got enough space between him and the 4th place. It's looking as though now, well, Aslihan's starting to look a little bit tired. He's looking to look now as though the colour of the medals has been decided. Certainly Ingebrigtsen on his way to yet another gold medal. Just looking now around the course, he's coming around the bend. He's got about another 500 metres of running, and very soon he's going to turn into the home straight. Behind him, an outstanding run from Efren Gidai, 19-year-old Irish junior 5,000 metre runner. And here he is, just turning into the home straight now. We can see him coming down. He's had to... What was going on there? He just had to leap the barrier at the side. Anyway.
It is tighter over there than it looks, and I think that's going to be the speed he was coming down. That is very relevant.
Right, so he's celebrating, he's cheering, and he's going to be the very first gold medalist at the Spa European Cross Country Championships. Jakob Ingebrigtsen takes gold in the under-20 men's race. Gold once again to Norway, his 4th successive title.
Well, we can see the Turkish athlete and the Irish athlete really having a battle down. This hill is a sharp downhill, and they're really giving it everything. And I think the Turkish athlete has negotiated that really, really well to come look like he's going to come in for the silver medal.
Well, how wrong can I be? With 500-600 metres to go, I thought Gidai was set for the silver. Aslihan, I don't know where he found that turn of speed over the final 400 metres, but to come through so strongly like that, and behind them, Efren Gidai takes bronze for Ireland, but a terrific battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Well, I think it's Barros who's come through. Hicks, I think, Yes, Hicks indeed confirmed, and coming through very well, Jarele Chakole of Israel.
I think it's easy to underestimate the tactics of running downhill, and I think we would have seen a lot of changes in that last 500 metres.
Well, Matthew Willis coming through for 9th for Great Britain, and Zakaria Mohammed, younger brother of Mohammed, who took bronze 3 years ago, also in 11th place. So I think, subject to confirmation, it looks like the British have regained the team title that they last won in this category in 2011. As we scroll through, there we see it, top 30. Cajeda of Spain, who showed in the early part of the race, coming through in 30th position. As we look at the rest of the 100 or so finishers, we've had a few men drop out. We saw those in the early stage of the races, men who clearly underestimated how tough this course is. But these men, I think they'll go home with interesting memories of this particular race. I think they came here looking at it as a Parkland course, thinking this will be fairly straightforward. It'll be a southern European style cross-country race, but those hills, as we've been saying, I think are really going to take their toll.
Great Britain and Northern Ireland are the new European Under-20 champions. Norway with Jakob Ingebrigtsen, second place.